them very difficult to stomach. But what says heart? Let us hear his arguments. He writes in his book on pages 38 and 39. Since there are roughly twice as many Christians in the world, it may initially seem strange that Muhammad has been ranked higher than Jesus. There are two principal reasons for that decision. First, Muhammad played a far more important role in the development of Islam than Jesus did in the development of Christianity. Although Jesus was responsible for the main ethical and moral precepts of Christianity, it was Saint Paul who was the main developer of Christian theology, its principles. Second, Muhammad, however, was responsible for both the theology of Islam and its main ethical and moral principles. In addition, he played a key role in proselytizing the new faith and in establishing the religious practices of Islam. According to Hart, the honor for founding Christianity is to be shared between Jesus Christ and Saint Paul. The latter he believes to be the real founder of Christianity. In Times magazine, July 15, 1974, there were a series of essays under the heading, "Who are history's great leaders?" Different people were asked to give their opinions, and each, according to his light, according to their understanding, according to their experience, gave the name of his or her hero. Some said in that series, Mahatma Gandhi. Some said Confucius. Some said Hitler. Some said Mussolini. And on and on. Each according to the knowledge about the person. Among all these contributors, philosophers, psychoanalysts, historians, mathematicians, militarymen, there is one Jew, Jules Mazerman, described as United States psychoanalyst. Psychoanalyst is the one who analyzes people's mind. He gives us his reason for choosing the greatest leader of all times. He wants us to find out what we're really looking in that man, the qualities that set him apart. We may be looking for any sets of qualities. As in the case of Michael H. Hart, he was looking for a person wielding the most influential. However, Mazerman does not want us to depend on our fancies or prejudices. He wants us to establish objective standards for judging before we confer greatness upon anybody. He says, leader must fulfill three functions. Number one, whoever that leader is, he must provide for the welfare of the people he is leading. He is interested not in creating milking cows for himself and get out to the people like the Reverend Jim Jones in Jones' Son from Guyana. This Jim Jones had created the cult of Christians. This man in America created his own church. And when he created his own church, he was in certain malpractices, being something wrong. He was exploiting the people. And before the American government could catch him, he felt it advisable that he should commit suicide and make every one of his followers to commit suicide. So in Jonestown, Guyana, there was 100% wholesale suicides. He was great. Also, look if you can inspire 100% of people to drink lemonade laced to cyanide. Knowing full that that is so, 100% successful, then that is really great. But he was caught. In the meantime, it was found out that he had salted away in the banks of the world $15 million in his own account. So you see that Mazerman says that the leader must be worried about the welfare of the people. Number two, whoever that leader is, he must provide social organization in which the people feel relatively secure. Unlike the Marxists, the fascists, the Nazi, the neo-Nazi, the Ashkenazi. That is the Jews from Germany, Central Europe, Eastern Europe, and mostly from Russia, who are in unlawful occupation of Palestine. And number three, that leader must provide for the unity of belief. As people as a whole, we have many varied differences. You know the Barelvi, the Deobandi, the Sunni, the Shia, and on and on. You know them well. But basically, we are all agreed on this kalima. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadur Rasulullah. This is the unity of belief. With these three standards, he searches history and he analyzes Louis Pasteur, the man who discovered the microbes, and he analyzes Mahatma Gandhi, Hitler, Mussolini, and Jesus, and Moses, and Muhammad, peace be upon him. And he comes to a conclusion that perhaps the greatest leader of all time was Muhammad. This view is paid off by the American government, a professor in the Chicago University, and a psychoanalyst. He says, perhaps the greatest leader of all time was Muhammad, and to a lesser degree, whatever Muhammad did, Moses did the same, his own hero number 2, and Muhammad, peace be upon him, number 1. I'm asking account for this. Why would this Jew go out of his way to do such thing? By going back in history, Lamartine, a French historian, in 1854, he wrote a book, History of Turks, in French. The Turks being Muslims. Incidentally, they are Muslims. Not very good Muslims at the moment, but very good Muslims at the forefront battle of Islam. We looked up to them for decades. He wrote about a Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He gives 3 standards. Jules Mazerman gives 3 standards. Now this man, Lamartine, gives other 3 standards. He says, if greatness of purpose, smallness of means, and outstanding results are the 3 main criteria of human greatness, then who could dare to compare any great man in history with Muhammad? He is daring his people, bring your candidates, anybody to compare with this man, Muhammad. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Anbiya, chapter number 21, verse number 107. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. We sent thee not but as a mercy for all creatures. To the animal kingdom, the vegetable kingdom, for the whole of humanity, for everything in nature, He is